Jack here, and we're looking at TTCM. I am super pumped about this stock. So I initially almost wrote this one off just because, first of all, you can see this chart had almost no volume. Like, look, even less than like a million in volume for the longest time, and then it just started dropping, like pitifully, until it sunk all the way to the bottom, till right about the point 0003. So this was one I'd almost written off until I saw this movement start happening. At that point, I actually jack listed this one. This one took off, and we've actually marked this one down. I think this is about the point where I decided this was worth keeping my eye on and said it would probably hit a penny, which it did. And then, of course, as soon as it hit that penny, major resistance set in and took this thing down. Well, the one I want to focus on is the dip buy of this stock, because that is quickly becoming one of my favorite patterns. Here, I'm trying to clear this drawing set. This is Thinkorswim, for those who've been wondering what platform I'm using. So it had this huge sell-off. Funny thing is this actually acted a lot like a penny stock does, where there's a big buy up and then huge sell-off. You're always going to see a sell-off, and just like how nothing ever goes up forever, nothing ever really only goes down forever. You always see some kind of bounce, even if this thing ends up sinking back down in the next couple of days, or if it even comes up and breaks past $1. Honestly, as long as you're willing to accept, the author of Trading in the Zone, Mike Douglas, said, as long as you're willing to accept that there's any possible outcome, you're at least mentally prepared to trade stocks. So the thing is when I looked at this, the most probable outcome was for a bounce, because look at that volume coming in. This is what we call a first green day, and so you have this big sell-off, lots of red candles followed by a green candle that has a lot of volume, or at least more volume than the last couple of sessions. And so as soon as I saw that come in, I actually bought in close to the bottom at 0.0025. Now, I actually also, just so everyone knows, I never treat this as, oh yeah, this is definitely the bottom, because anything you think that is definite with stocks, you're bound to be burned by at some point. But whatever's highest probability is what you're going to at least rely on and be willing to accept that you could be wrong. In this case, I actually feel very strongly the risk reward for me is very good at about 25. So it dropped down to 22. My out was about 20, because that's when it would have dropped below this candle, which was the most recent support level after this one. And I'm like, if it goes below 20, honestly, it's going to go right on the day. It's probably just going to end up being another sink day before we see any green. But because it held, and because it did actually start moving its way back up, I decided to hold in. It made it all the way up to 36 before I sold out, because that's when it actually topped for the day and started sinking back down. I probably would have actually rebought in, but then I went to Vegas with the family and had a great day. So honestly, no loss there. But this was one of those where I even actually, in one of my tweets, said this probably is going to keep going up, so keep it on high alert. And sure enough, yeah, I mean, it's even outperformed well beyond where I was out. I made like 116 bucks on this, which is less than I wanted, but I didn't really feel like waiting on it all day when I needed to head out. So I sold out, and you know what? Gains are gains, but I hope a lot of you guys made more than me on this. This was a really nice bounce, and it may or may not even be over. So I'm actually putting in my alert. Whenever you're trading and you're wanting to keep an eye on a stock and can't watch it all day, the best thing you can do is alerts, because these alerts honestly save your butt. Like, this tells you, hey, this is going to be popping or sinking, and that way you don't have to sit and watch just this stock all day, which is not effective. But if you don't have a platform like Thinkorswim that allows you to put in these alerts, just follow me on Twitter, turn on the notifications. You can also sign up as a basic or Jacklist Pro member on stocktraderjack.com, and that I'll also keep you posted on what's happening for our premium members. So anyway, this bounce is really the one that gets me excited, because when I see that first green day, the green candle, even if it's not a really big long candle, hey, whatever, as long as there's a lot of volume, it tells me that there's people coming in who say, hey, yeah, I think this is finally at a good price, I'm willing to buy in, and more of that's going to push this stock up. And a good example of this is also, let's go back a little while for SHMP when it had its big jump. I actually love these even more. This was also one I had some nice gains on. But this had all this green, huge red candle, which honestly most people saw it coming, and then another big long red candle, and then look at this, a nice close to almost a double bottom here, almost a perfect double bottom, which is about where I bought in on that green day. You'll notice that volume still came in. So while it wasn't as strong as the day before, it was green and it was still strong at about, I think that's 31.4 million shares traded. And so it had this nice bounce, and had a nice bounce again, and then was out. And now it's kind of been trading flat. Actually, that's kind of interesting. I'm going to throw in my alert. So I'm going to go, if it goes below this level, I'm not interested, but if it does go beyond this level, because that's the most recent resistance, if it goes beyond that level, I want to have the first dibs on, hey, there's something interesting happening with SHMP. But yeah, these dips always are going to be followed by some kind of bounce. Sometimes they're dead cat bounces, which just means, you know, someone's playing the technical chart. They're like, oh yeah, it's all the way down, I want to get in, and then I'm just going to get out as soon as it tops out. A lot of people hold in longer than I do, and I'm cool with that. I just, honestly, I'm okay with trading a little bit cowardly, because that's how I win more of my trades. Alright, but anyway, that's it on dip buys. If you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. Just go ahead and go over to stocktraderjack.com, and we've got more content to cover off on dip buys as well as other chart patterns. And we are out.